Welcome to the Poetry Moment featuring Barbara Goldberg's poem, Miracle of Bubbles. I'm Sarah Luckadoo. Stray into the forbidden forest, eat a corner of a witch's house, kiss a frog, and you'll suffer the consequences. Barbara Goldberg's poetry frequently dips into the pool of dark fairy tales, stories that offer explanations for tragedies. Goldberg explained in her interview on Hoko Palizzo's show, The Writing Life, that the dark side offers a journey where choices must be made. Make a good choice and live to tell another tale. Make a bad choice and wind up in the belly of a wolf. Goldberg said, "I think fairy tales embody profound truths about human nature. They're eternal truths. The story part is the lore, but the truth is there, are what fascinates and enables children to grow." A translator and professor at Georgetown University, Goldberg has been writing award-winning books since 1990. Poet Stanley Kunitz praised Goldberg for the inventiveness of her mind and the brilliant assurance of her craft. This poem, The Miracle of Bubbles, is collected in her book, Cautionary Tales, which Goldberg describes as stories of instruction. And almost all of these poems are, at their root, about grief. Goldberg's grandparents died in the Holocaust, which is, she said, an evil force out there that takes things away from you. Her parents never talked about it, she said, but she overheard stories of awful things. Goldberg said she learned early in her life that you had to be really careful. There were dark forces out there. The dark force in this poem is sheer bad luck. Goldberg found this poem's story in a newspaper headline, then wrote the poem about a woman on a normal errand who leaves her husband at home to bathe their daughter. A plane falls from the sky and kills her instantly. Why her and not the driver 2 cars behind her? Dark forces, loose in this world, are making decisions for this poem's protagonist. The poem's line, "Here is a death, it could happen to any of us," is the heart of the poem and the heart of Goldberg's poetry. And now, Miracle of Bubbles by Barbara Goldberg.
The Miracle of Bubbles. A woman drives to the video store to rent a movie. It is Saturday night. She is thinking of nothing in particular. Perhaps of how later she will pop popcorn, or hold hands with her husband and pretend they are still in high school. On the way home, a plane drops from the sky, the wing shearing the roof of her car, killing her instantly. Here is a death. It could happen to any of us. Her husband will struggle the rest of his days to give shape to an event that does not mean to be understood. Since memory cannot operate without plot, he chooses the romantic. How young she was, her lovely waist. Or the ironic, if only she had lost her keys, stopped for pizza. At the precise moment the plane spiraled out of control, he was lathering shampoo into his daughter's hair, blonde and fine as corn silk, in love with his life, his daughter, the earth, for corn silk is how he thought of her hair, in love with the miracle of bubbles, how they rise in a slow dance, swell and shimmer in the steamy air, then dissolve as though they never were.